bled most weeks. It was, you know. So, yeah, thank you. Oh, that hurt. And you know, other things, and I was saying to somebody else this morning, I said, you know, usually it's not the things, actually it's the gentleman, I saw him wheel in, the gentleman with a broken foot. There you are, yeah. I was saying to him this morning, it's not the things actually that you expect to happen, it's not the tough ones, it's the little things. The little things that you really don't expect, you know. And I was doing a silly little jump over a banister, you know, like this. It was like a few steps down and a few more, and it was about this high, and banister's here. And the director, Denny Berry, who's a nutcase, yeah, he was, trust me. He was always like going off about something. I was coming down these steps, and I was supposed to look and then go, oh, he's gone that way, and jump over this banister. And I'm thinking, he's like, well, don't worry about it, you know, just do it, because we're going to take the wide shot from here, the big jump, and they put pads and everything over there, and they put this little pad about this big for me to do the jump. Right, fine, okay. Well, I'm not thinking about it. I said, should I do the jump? He goes, yeah, just do it, because it'll cut well. So, all right, fine. So I'm not thinking about it. And I go and I jump. As I go over the top, my foot, or my jeans were too tight, it touches the top of the rail, and I flip like this, and I land on my head. And I'm like, doing this. It wasn't the last time I did that, by the way. I've done and I went and had an MRI, and they stuck a neck bracelet on me, and you know, it kind of hurts, but you know, it's all right, it's fine. So I go to the Monaco Film Festival. And me being egotistical, basically walk in there like, I can't wear this thing wearing a tux. So I walk around, and then that night I'm going to the club. And I'm like, yeah! A year later, I'm still in pain. A year, because I was stupid enough to. So these little things are the things that, you know, would happen constantly. And there was a bunch more of them, but as I said, I don't have time to do it. But yeah, I bled.
What did you learn as an actor that you've been able to bring across with the projects that you're working now as a producer?
It's interesting when you know, as you become a producer, as an actor, you don't understand the money side of things. You really don't. I mean, I actually spoke to Stan Lee, and Stan, and I'm working on something like that. I suppose to Stan, he's like, yeah, I'm just a creative guy. I don't understand the financial, and I understand that as an actor or as a director. You just want to get the product done. You want it to look like this. You want it to be this. But the guys behind you go, you're spending too much money. We can't, because it's all about. It's a business. It's not. You know, you have to make the money. Your investors have to be paid back. So as an actor, I didn't understand that point of it. So taking it into a producer, I then sat there and looked back as an actor, and I go, okay, actors need this. They need X. How do I make sure that I get what I would want as a producer, as a director, to get that from an actor? So now I think I understand that, having done both sides of the equation, if you like. And I think that's very important for most actors, you know, stage actors. They really don't want to get involved in that, and they don't care about it. And I don't blame them, because the financial side of things it's like a puzzle. And getting a lot of stuff made, unless you're like one of the studios who have a fund behind you that will go, yeah, there's $2 million or $10 million or $15, $20 million to do this movie, you have to put it together with pieces. You have to put it together with tax structures, with equity, with grants, with deferments, with blah, blah, blah. And if one piece of that falls out, you've got to start again. So you have to balance that whole thing together. Yes. Well, you know, I did play it. It was funny because actually somebody I knew who's known me for a little while, I'd never seen Highland. The first episode she saw, it was that episode of me being bashed. You know, I thought you were a good guy. Like, there's some evil in there. You went to some guy, you beat the hell out of him, and then you went and slept with his wife. That's not you. You didn't quite see the rest of the series. It was but preparing for that is you know, it's a lot easier playing a bad guy than it is playing a good guy. Because a good guy, you can't bring out all that stuff you want, you know. And, you know, you, as an actor, bring out the things you don't like in other people, and you just think about that? And you go, well, you're looking at somebody and I know exactly what I'm going to be doing to you right now. You understand? So it's that you go, oh, something's not right about him. And that's what you, if you like, prepare as an actor to do that type of thing. Let's go to this side of the room. Yes. Thank you very much. My bums don't agree with you. But, thank you. I don't know what to say about that. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, sir. There were two places. Actually, there's one guy's jump here. What's the guy's name that did the original swords? Right. Yeah, Daryl Kyle did them. He's actually making a couple for me that I'm going to be auctioning off on the Peace Fund websites that are original ones that he's doing. The other people that did it were Marta. The issue from Spain, and actually the weird thing was, I was in actually Toledo, Spain, where they have all these swords in stores. I mean, there's every stores, and I'm walking, I'm seeing my store, and I'm like, but this is not really a Spanish-style sword, but it's where they make it. So it's interesting to see, but what we use in the series were usually aluminum swords. You know, we would use those for the good shots, and then when we're smacking stuff together to make it, because on film, you have to be, it's not real. I mean, it hurts when you get hit by them because they're still metal, but they're not as heavy and they're not as sharp. Because if we did have accidents, we'd have serious consequences. So we would actually be using aluminum blades, which a lot of the time would actually go, if this is a sword, and this is the handle, the blade would only go to about that much in, which was problematic because a lot of fights I had, the handle would break off. So you'd be fighting, you know, or the top of the blade would break. So you're in the middle and something goes crack, and it just breaks off in the middle. You hope they stop, because otherwise you're like, oh. You know, so those were the things about the swords. I saw somebody else. You see, you had to bring that up, didn't you? Yeah. It actually took me. It was actually. If you look at the outtakes and look at it very carefully, it wasn't all me getting on the back of that horse. It took me a couple. But the funny thing about the horse, you know, usually movie horses are different than regular horses. They're taught how to do something. This was a movie horse. So the horse is there. They're like, okay, ready, and action. And I'm like, start the war. And the horse is like, action. And they're all moving. He would know action. And then he'd know ready, and then he'd go, literally, it would take, because he'd know that we're coming. And the little bastard's running off. So it was funny because, you know, I got on it, but I got on it from, I mean, it was tough because actually, where the horse ran off, because it was no saddle, because it was in the Indian times, there was no saddle, so you're on, and you grab the reins and you're like, yeah, and you're off. Because there's nothing to grip. If the horse is on this uneven ground, and you don't really know how to ride no saddle, it's difficult, and you know, there'll be things sticking up. I can tell you loads of horse stories if you want, but anyway. But that was not, you know, wasn't all me, just to let you know. Outtakes are fun. We love doing outtakes. We love doing it. There's probably a few more in the archives that still haven't surfaced. Definitely some in my archives. I just actually, and I may be releasing this, I actually just transferred to HD all my video footage behind the scenes on Highlander. And I might be cutting them all together as a thing, because I was actually going to write a book about my time on Highlander, and not just about what Highlander was, but I was actually going to call it, I don't know, it was a path to your dreams, because basically the idea is, everybody here, when they're kids, they have a dream of being something. Whatever it is, doesn't matter, you have a dream. But and this is going to sound terrible until I explain it, that will never come true. And the reason it never comes true is because as you go through life, you have choices to make and decisions to make that take you to a slightly different path. You will have finally reached the dream that you create, not one that you imagined as a child. So the same thing on Highlander, that's why as I went along on my journey on Highlander, my character and who I became was not my initial idea of what I wanted to be, a star, a movie star, whatever that was. It changes. I made the decisions, career decisions and life decisions along the way. So that would be the basis of the book I will write, but I'm writing a script right now, so I'll get to that later. And we're all quiet in the room. I'll sing and I'll sing you all in the room. Yes, sir. Yeah, I mean, the interesting thing is, I think a lot of things that Duncan stood for really steered me towards what I wanted to create, which was the Peace Fund. Because the things he stood for, which were fairness and equality and yeah, judgment on certain things and making sure, but he didn't do something out of spite. So those qualities I wanted to pursue as my charity stuff. So that's really where I think it was, you know, very close to me. And as I said, an acting teacher said to me a long time ago, as you change as an actor, you will change as a person. As you change as a person, you'll change as an actor. And that really was what happened for me on Ireland. Yeah. Are you talking about the series or are you talking about the film? Yeah, I'll try and answer that. Yeah, I came into the lobby. I was at a meeting when I first got here, and I walked into the lobby of the hotel, the Gold, and into the bar area. And I'm sitting down, and because it's light, you couldn't really see the screen. So I see something playing on or whatever, and I sit down and I hear ching ching ping boom ching bang smash bang. I'm like, oh no. So I was at the back with my back to most people, just talking. A couple of people saw me and went, but yeah, so yes, in answer to your question, I did. Secondly, was I happy with the way the series ended? Yes, I was. I was very happy with the way the series ended because, you know, originally the series was going to end, and this was something I fought for because I didn't think it was correct. They wanted to end with me, Joe Dawson, and Peter Wingfield turning to the camera going, cheers. And I was like, wait a minute, you just broken the whole spell of what Highlander is. He's an image. The Highlander to me is a mythological character, or even a character that you believe in who he is, but he has to still be remaining in that image. So him walking off into the distance with all the stuff that he's done into an uncertain future is a much better way to end the series, I think. And they kind of agreed with me at the end. You know, the editors and everybody else said, yes, that was it. The film Endgame, cutting off Conor McLeod's head, you know, somebody asked me, you know, did you like that? And I said, well, there can be only one, and I'm in. but in reality, you know, as a character, he would never have done that unless he was not given. It was really hard to find some type of move that stopped him from. There really isn't a move in reality that he would be able to stop from killing him. But the way we set it up, this was a move he put me in that position and I had no choice. And he knew it and I knew it, and that was with the strength of that ending. So I think the end of the relationship that happened in that film was good. From my point of view, if you disagree, that's okay. But I kind of agree that the relationship worked. Where it was going to, I don't know. You know, it became the source, which wasn't what I would prefer to have ended my Highlander career on, but you know, that's what it is.